It's very quiet right now, so quiet that you can hear the soft hum of the ceiling fan, the faint ticking of a clock, maybe even your own breath moving slowly in and out. You glance at the bedside table. 2:17 a.m. or maybe 3:03. Not late enough to feel like morning, not early enough to feel like night anymore. Just that strange in-between hour. You didn't wake up from a nightmare. No loud sound startled you. No phone rang. No door creaked. Your eyes simply opened. You lie there staring at the ceiling, letting your eyes adjust to the dark. Your body feels still, but your mind is quietly awake. The house feels asleep. The street outside feels empty. The world feels very far away. And somewhere deep inside, a small thought whispers, almost like a secret. Why does this keep happening? If you're over 60 and this moment feels familiar, please hear this gently. You are not alone. Millions of seniors wake up during the same window of time. Between 2 and 4 in the morning, night after night, week after week. Some wake once, some wake every night. Some wake and fall back asleep. Others lie awake, waiting for sleep to return. Many don't talk about it, as they assume it's just getting older. They assume it's normal. They assume nothing can be done. But doctors say something important, and very few people ever explain it this way. This timing is not random. Your body is not betraying you. It is not failing you. And it is certainly not punishing you. Instead, it may be doing something much quieter. It may be trying to communicate, not with pain, not with fear, not with urgency, but with silence. At this hour, when the world is calm and distractions are gone, your body has space to speak. During the day, everything is loud, noise, screens, conversations, worries, responsibilities. At night, especially between 2 and 4 a.m., all of that fades, and when it does, and your body finally gets a chance to be heard. This is the hour when your systems slow down, when repair is meant to happen, when balance is restored. So when your eyes open at this time, gently, without warning, it's often not because something is wrong. It's because something has been held in quietly. And now it wants your attention. You may notice your heart beating a little louder. You may notice a light pressure in your chest or stomach. You may feel alert but not anxious, tired but not sleepy. It's a strange feeling, hard to explain, easy to dismiss. Many people turn over and think, I should be sleeping. They check the clock, they sigh, they feel frustrated with themselves, but what if, just for a moment, you didn't judge this moment? What if you didn't rush to label it as a problem? What if this hour isn't your enemy, but a message waiting to be understood? Doctors explain that after 60, the body becomes more honest. It doesn't shout anymore. It doesn't demand attention loudly like it once did. Instead, it whispers. And whispers are easiest to hear in the quiet. That's why this hour matters. That's why so many seniors wake at the same time. Even in different homes, different countries, different lives, it's not coincidence, it's rhythm. And here's something deeply comforting. This moment does not mean danger. It does not mean decline. It does not mean you're losing control. It means your body still knows how to communicate, still knows how to protect you, still knows how to ask for care. You don't need to panic. You don't need to force sleep. You don't need to blame yourself. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply notice. Notice the quiet. Notice your breath. Notice that you are here, safe, breathing, alive. Because when you begin to listen calmly, the message becomes softer. And in the next part of this conversation, you'll discover what your body may be asking for and why the answer is far gentler than most people expect. If you've ever found yourself awake during this silent hour, comment yes below. Even one word helps others realize they are not alone in the dark. And stay with me, because the next piece explains what this hour reveals that daytime never can. Between 2 and 4 a.m., your body is meant to be doing some of its most important work. This is not the hour for thinking, not the hour for planning, not the hour for worry. It's the hour for repair. Doctors describe this window as a kind of night shift odds. When the body quietly restores itself while the mind rests, during these hours, your nervous system should soften its grip, your muscles should loosen and rebuild, Your breathing should slow. Your mind should drift far away from unfinished thoughts. In a perfect world, you wouldn't even notice this process happening. But after 60, something changes, not suddenly, not dramatically, but gradually. The systems that once reset easily now need a little more care. The body becomes wiser, but also more sensitive. So instead of staying asleep, your body may gently wake you. Not because it's broken, not because something terrible is happening, but because something is slightly out of balance. Doctors often explain it this way. Your body no longer pushes through discomfort the way it once did. It no longer ignores small signals. It pauses. It wakes you. It asks for attention. One common reason is quiet, stored stress. Not the loud stress of emergencies, but the kind that builds slowly during the day. Unspoken worries, responsibilities you carry silently, concerns about health, family, or the future. You may not feel stressed when you lie down to sleep, but your nervous system remembers everything. At night, when the world goes quiet, that stored tension finally has space to surface. Another gentle factor doctors mention is blood sugar balance. After 60, the body can become more sensitive to small drops during the night. Nothing extreme, nothing dangerous, just enough to nudge your system into alert mode. Opening your eyes without fully waking your mind, you may not feel hungry. You may not feel shaky. You simply feel awake. Then there's the body's detox and cleansing rhythm. During the early morning hours, your organs are meant to work quietly, filtering, restoring, balancing. But when these rhythms slow even slightly, the body may interrupt sleep. Not as a warning of illness, but as a signal that it needs support, not pressure. And perhaps the most overlooked factor of all, a tired nervous system that never fully relaxes. Many seniors spend years being strong, holding things together, caring for others, pushing through tiredness. The body adapts, but it doesn't forget. At night, when it finally tries to let go, it sometimes realizes it doesn't quite know how anymore. So instead of sinking into deep sleep, it hovers. Light sleep, frequent waking, that familiar 2 to 4 a.m. moment. This is why doctors are careful with their words here. They don't call this disease. They don't call it danger. They call it imbalance, a gentle mismatch between what your body needs and what it's been receiving. And here's the part many people miss, the part that quietly makes everything worse the moment you wake up and think, oh no, not again. The moment you check the clock, the moment you calculate how little sleep you're getting, the moment worry creeps in, that's when the signal grows louder. Because the body doesn't understand worry as logic, it understands it as alert. The more you fight the waking, the more your system believes something is wrong. The more you tell yourself you must sleep, the harder sleep becomes. This is not a failure on your part, it's biology. And once you understand that, something important shifts. You stop blaming yourself, you stop forcing rest, you stop turning a quiet message into a loud problem. Instead, you begin to listen. Listening doesn't mean analyzing, it doesn't mean diagnosing. It simply means allowing the moment to pass without fear. Many doctors now gently suggest that how you respond to these awakenings matters more than the awakening itself. When you wake and remain calm, when you breathe slowly and remind yourself that you are safe, the nervous system begins to soften again. And often, sleep returns on its own, but even when it doesn't, something else happens. Your mornings change. You begin to notice fewer heavy feelings, less tension in the chest, a softer start to the day, because the body feels heard. And here's something deeply reassuring. These signals are reversible, not overnight, not with force, but with small, kind adjustments that honor your body instead of fighting it. In the next part, we'll talk about the morning feeling that follows these nights. The quiet weakness, the fog, the heaviness many people never mention, and more importantly, what it reveals about how your body is asking for help. If you've ever gone to bed tired and still woken up feeling exhausted, stay with me. The next part matters more than you think. Morning arrives slowly. Light slips through the window. Not bright, not harsh, just enough to tell you the night is over. The world is waking up again. You sit on the edge of the bed, your feet touch the floor, and something feels off. Instead of feeling rested, you feel heavy, as if your body is carrying extra weight. There's a soft tightness in your chest or stomach. Your legs feel a little unsteady. Your head feels cloudy, like the day hasn't fully started yet. It's not pain, it's not illness, it's just weakness. You might pause there for a moment and think, I slept enough, so why do I feel like this? Many seniors ask themselves this question quietly. Few ever say it out loud because from the outside everything looks fine. You went to bed, you slept for hours, you woke up, but inside something didn't reset the way it used to. Doctors explain that this kind of morning feeling is often connected to those quiet awakenings between 2 and 4 a.m. Not the nights when you're wide awake and frustrated, but the nights when you wake briefly, drift, wake again, and never quite sink into deep rest. Your body needed uninterrupted time to complete its nighttime repair. It needed calm signals, steady rhythms, a relaxed nervous system. When that process is interrupted, even gently, the body finishes the night feeling incomplete. So in the morning, instead of energy, you feel effort. Instead of clarity, you feel fog. This doesn't mean something is wrong with you, it means something was left unfinished. And here's the hopeful truth most people never hear. This is reversible. Not with strong medicine, not with complicated routines, not with expensive treatments. Doctors increasingly agree that these mornings are often improved by small supportive changes, especially in the evening, because your body doesn't need to be pushed. It needs to be reassured. Many seniors are surprised to learn that the body after 60 becomes more responsive to gentle care, not less. Tiny adjustments can make a noticeable difference. Things like how late you eat, how much stimulation your eyes and mind receive before bed, how you respond when you wake at night, how much kindness you show yourself in the morning. The goal is not perfect sleep, the goal is peaceful recovery, and that starts with understanding that this morning weakness is not a failure. It's feedback. Your body is saying, I need a little more help finishing what I started last night. When you listen without fear, something shifts, your breathing becomes slower, your muscles release sooner, your mornings begin to feel lighter again. Doctors often remind patients of something very simple. The body heals best when it feels safe, and safety doesn't come from force, it comes from consistency and calm. This is why so many people notice improvement not from doing more, but from doing less at the right time. Less stimulation late at night, less pressure to fall asleep, less self-criticism in the morning, more quiet, more rhythm, more patience. And here's where curiosity becomes important, because there is one very common bedtime habit after 60 that seems harmless, even helpful. But doctors now say it quietly increases 3 a.m. waking and leaves the body feeling unfinished in the morning. Most people do it every single night without realizing the effect. In the next video, I'll explain exactly what this habit is and how changing it gently, without giving anything up, can make nights calmer and mornings stronger. If this morning feeling sounds familiar, you're not imagining it, and you're not alone. Tell me in the comments. Do your mornings feel heavier than they used to, even after a full night in bed? Your answer helps guide the next conversation. And stay close, because the smallest evening shift may be the one your body has been waiting for. Doctors often say something that surprises many people. Healing after 60 rarely comes from doing more. It comes from doing less, more gently. Your body doesn't respond well to force anymore. It responds to calm signals, especially at night. That's why doctors suggest starting with simple supportive steps, not strict rules or pressure. Nothing extreme, nothing overwhelming, just small changes that tell your body, you're safe now. Tonight, try this. Slowly, without urgency, eat your last heavy meal earlier in the evening. Give your body time to settle before sleep. When digestion is calm, your nervous system relaxes more easily. Avoid bright screens for 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Not because screens are bad, but because your eyes and brain need darkness to recognize night. Soft light helps your body understand it's time to restore. If you wake during the night, take 3 slow breaths. No checking the clock, no reaching for the phone. Just breathe in gently. And out even slower. This tells your nervous system there is no emergency. Remind yourself quietly, my body is safe, this will pass. These words matter more than you might think. Your body listens to your tone, not your logic. And here is the most important step of all. The one doctors wish more people understood. Stop blaming yourself. Your body is not broken. It is not failing you. It is not turning against you. It is communicating. After years of carrying responsibilities, stress, and strength, your body is asking for softer care. When you listen kindly, without fear or frustration, the message becomes gentler. Night awakenings begin to shorten. Your mind settles faster. Sleep slowly returns, often without you forcing it. And mornings, they begin to feel lighter again. Not perfect, but easier. Less heaviness, less fog, more steadiness in the body. This is how healing usually looks after 60. Quiet, gradual, and respectful. No sudden changes. Just a steady return to balance. Before we close, I want to ask you something simple. Do you usually wake closer to 2 a.m. or closer to 4 a.m.? That detail matters more than most people realize. In the next video, I'll explain why the exact timing reveals different needs in the body and how understanding it can make your nights even calmer. Your comments help shape that conversation and they help others feel less alone. Until then, be gentle with yourself tonight. Your body is listening and it's doing its best for you.